Today we're here at the Tutor Expo 2026. This was a really great experience. The presentations were fabulous.
Right, so you're going to hear straight from the source, the people doing the work, the people that are helping the students in those light bulb moments, right, helping them feel welcome here in a college, okay? So.
But one of the most important things I learned was from those classmates that I had worked with. I learned about the importance of community. Collaborating with fellow like-minded students to lift one another up higher than we could have done on our own.
It's also a great opportunity for the tutors that are presenting to develop their skills at developing and giving presentations to an audience, which is really useful if they go into academia and need to present at academic conferences, but also in professional settings if they need to give presentations to groups of their peers for reports or progress updates or whatever they might need to do.
In my experience, what I do in the lab, because I'm a vetted tutor for a general chemistry lab, is I like to kind of peruse around the lab instead of just stay static in one place. I've realized that being more open to walking around the lab and kind of asking questions and approaching people instead of waiting for them to come to me, it kind of breaks that barrier right away.
So one of the biggest reasons is just safety in general. If students feel comfortable with you talking with you or anything like that, they're going to be a lot more likely to report spills and hazards that happen in lab. Because that can be really scary to talk to the teacher about that, because a lot of students feel like they're going to get in trouble if they break class or if they spill acid or anything like that. So it's important that you can be that middle person to make sure that the lab is safe.
And make sure, I guess, just admitting that you don't know something and asking that question. It's hard. And so if you are the first person to walk up and ask how they're doing, it kind of breaks that tension or that ice of nervousness that a student might have that everyone has when it comes to learning a subject.
Because a lot of students feel this kind of shame and guilt around asking for help. And they feel like they're bugging you, they feel like they're inconveniencing you, so it's really important to just stress to them that this is your job. You wouldn't be doing this, you wouldn't be a tutor if it wasn't that you wanted to help people.
We're lucky to be working at a college that offers so many resources to help with these diverse populations. Familiarizing yourself with these resources can deeply help the students that you are working with, and then it also allows you to utilize the tools that we have here to the fullest potential.
And so becoming a tutor at Hancock has made me feel way more connected in my community here in Santa Maria, and also has brought me out of my shell and has greatly improved my college experience and all around.
For me, the most important thing is you need to put the desire for change into practice. So harboring inclusivity means working with people towards a better college system overall, and not just advertising minorities on a pamphlet to seem inclusive. We have to actually put the work in, and we have to show these populations that we truly care instead of kind of just using them as a monolith.
College, right, is an environment that fosters critical thinking, and that should lead into rethinking stereotypes, educating ourselves on struggles, even though, other people's struggles, even though we might not relate to them entirely.
I don't like to act like I know everything, because I don't, and I think expressing your struggles in the class is important to relate to the students as well and the other tutees. So when they're having problems with different equations or in lab, then I would rather tell them, yeah, I struggle too. This is what worked for me.
I rely on not only my co-tutor Kayla, but all of my co-tutors to make sure that I can remember students' names. Sometimes someone will walk in and I'm like, oh man. So for problem solving, this is a big part of any tutoring in any course. So it's important to work with, not for the tutee. I have a story for this. I was tutoring my first semester tutoring. I was on the clock and someone needed help with computer science, and he walked in and he hands me his computer and then pulls out his phone and starts scrolling on Twitter. And I'm like, okay.
You can't be expected to know everything, and I think something that Bryce does a really good job at emphasizing when you first sign up for tutoring is that you're supposed to be a model student. So that doesn't mean that you have PhD level understanding, but more so that you can show them how to get to the right answer. So I think it's better to ask an instructor or someone else if you don't know the answer, and not to push them down the wrong path, because I would rather say I don't know something rather than teach them incorrectly.
And also, just like you said, congratulating a student in general, like especially, it's always nice when a student is doing better in the course than you did, and they're like, oh, I have this grade in this course, and they might feel bad about getting a B, and you're like, dude, I like barely passed. You're good.
I love tutoring because I feel like it's a good way for me to refresh myself on the topics that I've learned. So, like in the past, I'll take a class and then I get to tutor that class afterwards, and it's like a good refresher for me. I also just really enjoy getting to help people when they kind of need it and they're like most desperate. It just feels nice to be that person to kind of lift them out of the hole that they find themselves in. I've seen a lot of students becoming a lot more confident in their abilities in classes, so they'll be kind of scared to, like in math a lot, like they'll be scared to like take a derivative or kind of like solve an algebraic equation when I first meet them, and then as I see them more often and more often now, they're doing that with like no sweat, and they feel a lot more confident in their own abilities. And a lot of the time, that's kind of like the main thing that I feel like I end up helping them with, is like becoming more confident in themselves. I feel like this Tutor Expo is really important because a lot of the time we're in classes because to kind of give knowledge to those who don't have it yet. And I feel like this is important because a lot of the people, a lot of the tutors that are showing up, it's like their first or second semester tutoring. And it's important that us tutors who've been here longer can help them along in their journeys as well. It's kind of like tutoring for tutors in a way.
And what motivates you to keep tutoring?
I think for me, I have always been somebody that really enjoys helping people. That's where I feel the most useful, and that's where I feel like I have the most passion. So being able to help people and just like even make their college experience a little bit more easier for them makes me feel so wonderful in turn. And you know, like we've been saying today, the kind of aha moment, them saying I get it, is something that I find so fulfilling and rewarding. I think like usually based on when I first meet students versus, you know, when I say bye to them at the end of the semester, I feel like I can see their confidence level increase a lot. And again, that's something that's super rewarding for me, them being proud of themselves and recognizing the effort that they've made to succeed.
And then how does tutoring help students reach their goals?
I think it offers, it's just a very supportive system. Everybody who participates in the tutoring centers are working there because they want to see students succeed. So it's a very student success like focused practice. So because they want to see them succeed, we are trying so hard to like get them every resource they need and just you know, use our time with them to the fullest potential.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sean Gottlieb. I teach chemistry here at Allan Hancock College. I've had embedded tutors in my classes for the past few years, and the embedded tutors that we have here, not just the embedded tutors, the tutors that we have here on campus bring so much value to the courses that we teach and really to just the college community in general. At this expo, I got to go to some of the presentations of our embedded tutors or of our tutors here, and I was really humbled by all of the great work that they've been doing outside of the classroom, finding new ways to connect to the students and provide safe spaces for the students as their tutors. At this Tutor Expo, it was really nice to see all of the tutors participating and sharing ideas with one another of how to be a better tutor and be a better educator for their students. All of the information that I got and all of the ideas that were being shared is just really rejuvenating.
Hi, my name is Tina Nunez, and I'm an English professor at Allan Hancock College. I've been working full-time here for 25 years, and during that time I have worked very closely with the Writing Center and the tutoring services embedded therein. And I have learned over time, and I share this with my students because I believe it and have experienced it, that the Writing Center and the Tutoring Center are some of the most valuable student resources that we have here on campus. But for the student and the tutee and the tutor, the benefits go both ways. So the tutee experiences enrichment in terms of their academic process and their performance, but the tutors grow immensely. They learn so much from the experience in terms of organization, communication, collaboration, self-confidence. The expo that we had today it was fabulous. First of all, I want to say I attended last year's expo, and that was wonderful too. This year, I think we even exceeded what we did last year. And one of the reasons that I think it was so successful is because we collaborated with more disciplines. There was more collaboration with math, more collaboration with science. And so it's really healthy for us as faculty, as educators, as students and staff to come together across disciplines, because that's how our students function. They're not just in my English class, they're taking other classes and they're working with other professors. And I just learned so much. There was a phrase that one of the presenters used, and it's going to stick with me because it's so important, and that is tutoring is the art of collaboration. Collaborating with other tutors, collaboration that occurs between the instructor and the tutor, and the collaboration between the instructor and the tutee, and etc. So I think that was really well phrased.
So my name is Anna Koprak, and I am so excited to be here to talk to tutors and talk about tutoring and about all the great ways that tutoring has influenced my life, my classrooms, and my students' classrooms. I have used tutors for years. I actually used them at previous institutions too, and having them in the classrooms really just brings a valuable experience you can't get any other way. Getting that input and getting that valuable feedback from other people who can share their struggles in a way that is often more relatable than any of my struggles can't be quantified. It is so cool to see what our students can do, particularly from other students, and to see that growth and connection that can't be built, and in my experience, any other way. So that's why I love tutors and the Tutor Expo. Please keep us the Tutor Expo.
But here's a picture of me holding an alligator because I like animals that much. This is my third semester embedded tutoring.